Hello, this is RICKY, the Android guy. Hey guys, today I'm bringing another reaction to the iPhone 6 and Apple launch. So, what did the Android guy think of this, and what's really the truth behind everything that's going on in Apple's world right now? So, first and foremost, Apple has never been impressive when it comes to hardware, and this just proves it. The iPhone 6 is everything we thought it was. Everything that I told you guys the iPhone 6 would be 6 months ago, this was. Everything. From the 8 megapixel camera to the 720p display, 4.7 inch screen, the 5.5 inch screen, which we thought would have sapphire glass. Right now it is not clear because Apple's support, from what people have found, says it's sapphire, but Apple did not say it, and they would have said it if it was, especially since they did mention that the Apple Watch is sapphire. So let's just get right down to it though. The iPhone 6, the 8 megapixel is still pretty much the same. It's staying the aperture. Yes, it's the second generation eyesight, but there's nothing really to it that has changed dramatically. And I'm sorry, the iPhone camera sucks. You might think it looks good on your iPhone screen. As soon as you send it to someone with a better quality screen, it looks horrible. The pictures never come out as nice. Like it doesn't look good. It's never that impressive. And it's because it's on a lower quality screen. This one is now finally 720. If you didn't know, iPhones have been standard definition for the longest time, but now they're finally 720p. For the iPhone 6 and 1080p for the iPhone 6 Plus. But there's nothing really to it. It's just the same camera, and it's really not good when it comes to photo taking. However, it does have a front camera that's now 2.1 megapixels instead of 1.2, which is a little bit better, but not dramatically so, especially when other cameras right now have a 3.7 megapixel, 5 megapixel. It's just Apple always is falling behind. Also, for video chatting, I mean, I guess it's okay when you're using FaceTime, but if you're using, again, something like Hangouts, it's not going to cut it. Hangouts is Google's version, which is on Android and iOS, but it's a much better streaming quality. Actually, if you have two iPhones and you use Hangouts, as long as you have a Gmail account, you can use it. You will actually notice that your video quality is better than FaceTime. The other thing is, the aperture was widened to let through more light on the front camera. Well, there's already ones that are wider. So the aperture is 2.2 on this one, the smaller the better. And the Note 4 already has 1.9, so it's letting through more light than this one is. In terms of everything else, wow, they finally got Wi-Fi calling. They finally got, better Wi-Fi connections because they've been out on Android for a long time. The fingerprint scanner can do apps just like the Note 4 already announced it could, and it's still the battery life. For the iPhone 6, the battery life is barely 4 more hours, which is on 3G, but on 4G that equates to almost half. So instead of having about 10 hours on the iPhone 5S, most users typically have about 5 straight hours of real usage, especially when you have 4G connection. Same goes for this one. This one's going to be about 7. That's typically what happens when you have 4G, is that it's going to cut down. And so, Apple's always been horrible battery life. By the way, they're 14 hours at 3G compared to phones like the LG G3 or the Galaxy S5 is comparing to 20 hours, 21, 24, I believe. You just really have a longer battery life on an Android still. Best new feature on the iPhone is actually the 60 frames per second video for 1080p recording. That is what this video is recorded in, and it does look much better when you record in that kind of quality. And the funny thing I thought was that their two cases are now plastic and leather for their iPhone 6. So you're saying you want a Samsung because you've complained forever about the plastic on a Samsung, and then you have leather, which is on the Note, obviously. So you really are copying them exactly now. iPhone 6 Plus, it's far better out of two. If there's not a question, you should get the 6 Plus. It has optical image stabilization and it has almost double the battery life. It's a no-brainer. The iPhone 6 Plus should be the one people should get, but iPhone users might be a little too weary about going to that big of a size, so they might get the smaller one. Apple payments, we've had this forever from ISIS, which is now known as SoftCard, as well as Google Wallet. I will give Apple credit for more so going after the banks and visas, and then going after the departments, so that more people will get on board. Most of the ones that do have it already had SoftCard and Google Wallet. So Subway, Macy's, Bloomingdale's, these are all places that had it already, but now they're just adding Apple into their system. And in terms of the Apple Watch, let's get to the main part. The crown seems so annoying. It should just be a button. The whole zoom in, I don't know, it just seems like so. The interface does not make sense either. The interface for the apps themselves, it just does not seem right. I have a strong feeling they will change that, because it just, all the dots and circles, it just doesn't seem right to get to your, I don't know, I think they could have come up with something nicer than that, the way it looks. Also, they spent time talking about things that were just silly, like the Taptic engine that allows you to decipher press and tap. So it will allow you to decipher a press and tap. So you can realize how that works. Yes, it's been done forever, Apple. I don't know why you made a big deal out of that. You know, the Gear 2 right now that I have can do everything that I have drawings. I can send that to people. There's nothing that it really can't do that was announced. It can actually even do more. So I can store music on here as opposed to there. Guess what? My bands are also universal. So I can get any band I want, and I have it. You can make calls on this. Everything that they announced, you can do currently on the Gear 2. Android Wear is newer, so it is getting there. But the whole point is that this isn't going to be released till 2015 anyway. So it's going to be early 2015. By that time, we might see, for one, better looking watches, such as like the Moto 360. Maybe they might make a Moto 360 by then. Also the Gear S, which is a standalone device. I mean, there's just so many things that are currently better than the iWatch by the time the iWatch is released, or sorry, the Apple Watch, which might be changed to the iWatch. Tim Cook already alluded to that. My guess is someone owns the name for iWatch when they noticed Apple was buying everything so a bunch of people patented things like iTable, iLamp, iWatch, and because they knew that eventually Apple would make it and then they would pay them for it, for the trademark. So yeah, the bands are only designed by, are only the ones they have, and again, it's not coming out 2015, so by early 2015, you're gonna see another generation of smartwatches from other manufacturers, and that's why I feel that Apple's kind of just, we'll see. We'll see how it does. I just feel that for $350 is the starting price, which I'm guessing will be the sport one. I don't think it'll even be the regular one. I think the regular one might be $399, and the higher end one might be $499. No, probably $449. But well, we'll see how high they go, right? But yeah, so that's everything. I mean, you know, the iPhone 6 is so similar to the Galaxy S3 that was released 2 years ago. It was their slimmest one. It's a 720p display, 4.7 inch screen instead of 4.8. And you know, it's everything that it kind of had. 8 megapixel camera, better front camera. That was the one when they went to 2.0. So yeah, it was just basically everything that had, this now has. So we'll see. What do you guys think of it? I think it's really funny. Of course, we're going to get it. So we will have the iPhone 6 Plus, and we'll compare it to phones like the G3, the S5, the Note 4, and the HTC One. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and are you guys impressed by it? Because, yeah, same old, same old. Alright, thanks for watching. It's been RICKY, the Android Guy.